Hello and welcome to episode number 18 of this playthrough of The Witness. In the last episode we have solved a whole bunch of puzzles here in the mangrove area amongst these beautiful trees, and we have a few puzzles left to go to finish the whole thing and get to the laser, which we could see from some point here. I think it's hidden behind the tree somewhere over there. And we had eliminated almost all of the paths that we could take, and these purple panels are our next way forward. Now in these puzzles it looks like we'll be combining the mechanics that we have learned very early on in the game, where we are now combining these hexagons, which you have to pass through all of them, and then also now combine it with this star rule, which says that you have to get all the stars in pairs of the same color. So I'm thinking we could do it like this. So looking at these puzzles, they look like the ones we also got at the very start of the game. I think we went through those in episode number 1, if I'm correct. So doing the same thing as before won't work. Okay, those were reasonably okay to do, not too hard. We did get some practice in before with those hexagon rules, so that comes in handy later. Okay, here I'll also be on the lookout for a good vantage point for this puzzle, which is the last one that I need of those. Close, but no cigar. Okay, now we're combining stars with squares. So stars we want to combine, squares we want to keep separate. Oh. Okay, now I think they're trying to confuse me. So now the stars are white and the white squares are now orange, but the puzzle is basically the same. only the blocks are now diagonal. So how can I do this? I believe something like this would work. So keep each orange block in its separate section, combine the black squares. So I hesitated for a second if I could cut these off from each other, but since they're not stars, it doesn't matter if one is in its own section or not. Uh, no, I'm screwing myself over that I cannot cordon off these green things. So they're making it hard for me with these paths that you cannot cross. So I think we have to do something clever like this. Where you don't combine the stars that are right next to each other here, but you snake in between to get another pair. I think it's because these stars are white and these squares are also white that it didn't work. So what I tried first was this, but then the star rule says you can only have one pair of each color within a section, and I now have 3 pairs of white. So I think I need to cut them off on the other side and then go like this. With these though, that doesn't apply because these are orange. Here it does apply. But how do I get in between black and white? Can white blocks be in the same section as black stars? Yes, they can. Okay. And then here, okay, so a little extra spice. We need to combine the star with at least one of the black blocks. And it cannot be that one. How strange. This seems like the easiest of puzzles after what we just did. So I'm pretty sure this will give an error. Yeah, because these cannot be in the same section. So how do I make sure that they are in a separate area, but that this one combines with this pink one? I'd need to cut here. So I think if I cut white there, cut green there, and then combine the two pinks, I can do it. Okay, so now the pair will be the two stars. So I not only need to section off these three squares, but I also need to have these ones sectioned off. So perhaps we can do something like this, because a green square can be in the same section as the pair of stars. Oof. None of these puzzles have another direction, right? Or another solution? Because I'm still looking at that puzzle on the ground there. And I have not found the perspective yet that will solve that environment puzzle. If I finish my thought. Okay, so here we do have three solutions, or three possible paths rather. Oh, this is tricky. Could be something like this, but then I cannot at the same time cut this corner off, because there has to be a path that takes this corner at the very least. Can I do that like this? No, because then I still have these white squares that are in trouble. So going up seems like a good idea. But then I need to somehow disconnect those. No, this is not it. Okay, I was looking too far, so the 4 stars, they do combine 2 by 2. How would this work? I think I need to do something similar, like do this and this star together, then these two. All right. That takes us to the end. Oh, that's cool. We have a person making fire. And the tree house has burned to charcoal. And we have another panel puzzle here. That's weird, I heard something click. And I still haven't found the perspective for the puzzle there. It almost looks like we have to stand on top of that burnt house. So let's see, there was a puzzle here with multiple paths. Perhaps I can turn it so that it goes to the left. How would that work? No, that doesn't work either. Damn it, this is a tricky one. Because this is not correct. How about if I go like this? I think this is correct then. Ah, no. Damn, what did what was my solution? Why did I forget? Damn, I had it. Or no, I didn't have it yet, but close, close. This. Aha, and I can get up here. Nice. That's what I was looking for. Great. Okay. Okay, so we have the yellow box up here. So now I need to turn on the timer that's in the middle of this rose-colored tree. Get onto that panel, and I think I can now flip the panel that I have here. So let's make sure I get it. So like this, up, around, 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 and up. Around, around, and up. So now all the panels should flip to the right side, and I think they will connect with those ones, or at least allow us to pass over. And then we have a now straight line to the door that will open with the timer. I think we can just hop down and up. Yes, we can. Door opens, we run. Well, run. I can reset the door from here. Okay, out here. So big, I almost tripped on it. There we have our trusty laser popping out. Nice. That's now, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I remember correctly, there's 2 more, or even 3 more, that I know of that we can shine towards the mountain. Okay, so I think we did all of the panel puzzles here. The only thing I'm not sure about is if there are environment puzzles in this area or not, except for the ones on the floor down there that we solved. Let's go back to the bridge that we can build. And let's have a look at the obelisk now. So there's none on this side. We have the 3 that were on the floor. And then this could be that these are puzzles that we do while on the boat, sailing past this area perhaps. Not quite sure. Or there might be more on the floors there that I haven't gone to. Now that we have finished this, we can go back to the quarry and try and solve that panel that led us here in the first place in the last episode. Which was down here in this tunnel. And so now we know what to do with these. Okay, I'm doing something wrong. Yep, clearly doing something wrong. Huh. Okay. No, that strategy is definitely not gonna work. Which is exactly, again, what I'm doing now. Huh. say something like this, but then we definitely get stuck. So what gets me is that there are 5 here, and it's quite hard to seal these off. Like, as soon as you do 2 of these combined, you have the other 2 that are kind of dangling there together along with this piece. No, you cannot go over this corner to the left and then later on go over that corner to the right to cordon those off. That doesn't work, so it has to be something more difficult. But now these 3 are sort of in each other's way. This, yeah, okay. So the trick was not getting that corner piece in, but the one just outside it. Okay, that activates this cable, which now gives us the ability, I think, to tilt this panel. So that's the way it's laying down right now. And this is it standing up. We have a very round edge here. That looks like it could definitely be a puzzle. Especially here with this rounded branch that we have. That's what's causing this round edge over here. But then what is white enough and circular? This is also quite for sure the end of a puzzle. Okay, let's see what we have here. Now we're combining, it looks like, the Tetris pieces with the error correction, 3-pointed star. So I'm assuming that this cancels out a whole one of these things, of these pieces, and not just one little block of that, because that would be the blue hollow hollow squares. Those are subtraction. I think this is just negate the whole rule in one block. And I'm pointing at this one because this is 4 high and the grid is only 3 by 3. So this one would never fit anywhere. So how can we fit these in here? I think like this would be a valid solution. And would this also work? I think both would work. So this, but also this, I think. Yeah. Now why does this one look different? It has no frame on the outside. So we can either ignore this one, or we can ignore this one. This works. I wonder, I think you could not do the other one because it had to be horizontal over here. That would include this block that you then would want to negate. So you'd have to include this little square as well, and then the whole Tetris thing is messed up. Okay, 3 by 3. I think the one we want to negate is the one in the middle. Oof. This is a bit more tricky. I think you take these two and lay them like this, and then error correction this one out. So something like this here. Oh, what's happening? Aha, okay. So I think here we have a panel that will control the white slant or slope that we have here. That will go on these rails back and forth wherever we, depending on how we solve this puzzle. So right now it should be in the first position. So I think it's like this. You cut the first part off. That's where the block is right now. And where do we want it? I need a way to get over there, to get to the panels on the other side. But I do want to make a stop over here because I think that slant is part of the solution over here. So let's see what we can cut out. Is it this one? Okay, one further. And I think for the puzzle I might need it lying down. Ah, damn. Did I miss it? I missed it. So it's somewhere halfway. Go. Can I get on? Okay, so why I had to hop off quite quick is because this is still blocking our path forward. And I needed to get myself on this side. Aha. And now it's open. So we have quite a bunch of panels here. More of the star puzzles now combined with error correction. And then I think, what does this do? Yeah, that's what I thought. We moved this crane, and I'm not sure if it has a real purpose, except for making a circle, but perhaps I need to move it a bit farther here. Yeah, so see, now we have a rounded edge over there. I don't know if it's big enough. What if I move it one more? What does the shadow look like then? Was this what it was at? No, not yet. Ah, okay, it makes this part round and this part an end point. Okay, that's useful to know. So we now set this back to the beginning. Like this. That's another one. And then let's see here what we have. So we can ignore one star. Why did it work here but not here? So I see that it is the same color. You would want this paired with one of the same color. So we don't actually create an error, do we? We actually help it get a pair. But then what do we do? Okay. Confusion is setting in. Hang on. So I can't have that one on its own and the rest 3. That doesn't work. I can't have it combined with 1. Can I have it combined with 2? Also no. Can I have it combined with all 3 then? Okay, so in the same area, if the error correction is the same color as a star, both will cancel out and only one pair will remain. Okay, so looking at this, we have 4 purple stars and 1 purple error correction and 5 orange stars. So I think we need to cancel out the orange star, otherwise this will never work. Just cancel out everything. And then we have orange, purple, I mean, cancel out green, and green cancel out purple. That works. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 5 stars, no other purple things, so this has to cancel out a star. I'm pretty sure. But then we also have to fit in a Tetris piece somehow. Come on, brain, you can do it. Can it do it? I was trying to see if I would put this piece at the bottom or at the top. But at the top, that would mean that all of these have to be connected in one row. And that does not seem feasible, because then you cannot separate them. So the question is, how can I separate them? Can I put this thing at the bottom and then have this piece go up? But then that would mean I would separate one star from all the others. So that doesn't make sense either. So what are the possibilities that are left then? Not much, is there? Especially since these are next to each other. It has to be the 4 piece at the bottom. Because there is no... You have to cancel out a purple one, right? Huh. That confuses me. Because you could do something like this where it cancels out one of those. But then how do these shapes fit anywhere at all? What if this one... Well, the problem is getting these two next to each other to be included in the pattern. Although, what if we do like this? That separates the stars on the left, separates the stars on the right in a pair, and the one in the middle is the one we cancel out with the Tetris pieces. Okay, I was trying to put this one on the right, which didn't seem to work. But this you use then as a divider between the left pair and the right pair. So this time we have 4 stars, which means we have to cancel a Tetris piece. And in that case, I just do this and cancel one out. Okay, almost there. 3 more. So here we have a star that needs to be cancelled out, so all of them need to be in one area then. So that would mean this one has to be in the middle, and these horizontal ones have to... One has to lie that way, and one this way. Like this. Okay, same reasoning here. Only this time I think we can cut out the one... Ah, I see. As soon as I cut something off, So I think what I correct or error correct is that this one doesn't work. And then go like this with the 3 horizontals here. Okay, so 4 stars, that means we cancel out one of these pieces. Which one would that be? I think this one has to be in the middle to hit at least 2 of these. Ah, okay. It's not as easy or as clear as I thought it was. Maybe you do cut off the one on the top then. Ah, almost. But not quite. Damn, this is quite complex. Like, this star is so in the way of what I want to do. How do I get the stars 2 by 2? That's my question that I'm kind of stuck with. So if I leave this piece and I then assume that it has to run down the middle, then that part also has to be connected with the 3-pointed star. But that would mean I need to make an L shape like this. But within that L shape there is only one star, which is a problem because I want 2. And I cannot get another one in without actually not correcting one of these these Tetris pieces, because I need a shape like this then. Because I'm looking at the one over here, and it means that I would cut off one of the arms. If I cut the top one off, that Tetris piece, this could work. Yeah, so it couldn't be the vertical one was my reasoning. So then it had to be these ones that were left over. Okay. We have a cable running outside, and I think I know where that one goes. So let's go take a look. It runs over here, over the water, and all the way up to our yellow box containing the laser. I was having a look there because there is still, I believe, one environmental puzzle that I have not found yet. That is in this direction in the quarry. So the two buildings that we had, the one on the left, the stone bakery, and then the wood yard, the lumber yard on the right, both of those had cables coming off. You can see them, one here, one here. And this was one of the boxes that had two panels on them with two cables. So it was two parts for which you needed a lot of rules from all around the island. Oh, that was it. Now, if I remember correctly, this little lake that we have over here, has these flowers, the lotuses in or the water lilies, and some of them are closed and some of them are open. And you can see there's also a yellow lotus here and in the middle. And then we also have these lanterns, which are floating on the water, with one that is not lit over there. There's also one that is not lit over there. And if I remember correctly from reading something long ago when I did my first playthrough of this game, this is kind of a map of the island of what you have already completed. So these lotus flowers are not actually open at the start of the game. So you can run here right when the game starts and the flowers will all be closed. And for every little bit that you discover, for example, every obelisk that you complete, the flowers will open, or whenever it's a laser perhaps, I'm not quite sure which is which. But this lake represents kind of a map of the area and how you can track your completion progress. Now, as a last thing, before I finish off this episode, I want to show you two other little Easter eggs that I found on the island while running around making screenshots for my thumbnails for YouTube. And that is, there is a bush over here that kind of sticks out. It's the only one of its kind in the area that has these little stick insects that are crawling on the rocks, and you can also see them in the bush itself. So you can pan around. There's more on the rocks over here. There's a couple hiding in the bush itself, more on the ground here. So that's a neat little Easter egg for you to look at that bush a little better. And then also, a couple of times in this playthrough, I've been coming to this big tree that is kind of odd compared to the other trees over here. They all have very wide branches. None of them really do anything or look anything special. And a couple of episodes ago, I was looking at what this little green leaf was doing here. There's that one green leaf, and it stood out so oddly, and I couldn't figure out what it was for. But this tree has a couple of faces in them. You can see here there's a woman with a nose and the lips, chin, and this is part of her eye. And that kind of intrigued me, so I was running around the tree, and then I saw when the sun was hitting it that there is another face in the tree. So here in the shadow, you can see an eyebrow, an eye, a nose, a mouth, chin, and then an ear on this side. And if we go down there, you can see what's actually being projected by the shadow. And from this direction, you can also see that face in the tree. And so I was wondering, are there more? And yes, there most definitely are. Let me look. There's one here as well. Eyebrow, an eye, nose, and lips. And we're not done. This one is a bit harder to line up. I think I was down in the quarry when I saw that one. Let me see if I go down these stairs, perhaps. Yeah, from here you can see it better. So here we have a man who looks to be in pain, with his eyes tightly shut, an ear over here, the rest of his face, neck, chin, and then a mouth wide open, like he's screaming. And then I also found another one. Let me see. From this side, looks a little bit like a baby. So the eyebrow and eyelids, small nose, a mouth that's half open, and a bit of a wrinkly chin. And I see a baby in that. So that's at least 5 faces that I have found in this tree. So it was not a coincidence that this little leaf thing was here. It's actually part of one of the faces. So that's a pretty cool Easter egg, I think, for them to hide in the game. So I'm going to close out the episode here. We have 2 more areas to explore, which is the castle area. I believe there is another laser over there, which leads to the boat, which I think doesn't have a laser, but a bunch of environment puzzles. Then we still have the other side of the mountain, the other side of the island that we're on right now. We have color themed puzzles that we can go to, which also has a laser. And then there's even a third one that I'm forgetting or was forgetting about in the town. And the town is kind of the test all your knowledge area, where you will find a lot of the puzzles that you had all around the island, combined all your knowledge into that area to find another laser. So we still have a few things to go, but we are making good progress. So I'll thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in another episode.